we pulled a lot from like 70s horror films, so like the jump scares and different elements throughout the film that we kind of wanted to bring back the nostalgia of horror in this iteration. Alvaro?
Well, I think it's, it drinks from the classic horror movies from the 70s and the beginning of the 80s, but it also has a twist, a modern, necessary twist, but I think it's very important nowadays. ¿Todo bien?
Sí, una disculpa, se me cayó.
So yeah, I think it has a perfect balance in terms of, between the classic, basis movie and a modern one, yeah.
Muy bien, vamos a empezar con las preguntas. ¿Quién tiene la pregunta número 1? Allá atrás, ok. ¿Cómo te llamas?
Hi, I'm Luis from Ibero 1949. For Sweeney, thank you for being here.
Well, thank you.
We love you.
See, I told you.
Thanks, guys.
So my question is, how did you prepare to portray the emotional and spiritual complexity of Cecilia? And what challenges did you encounter when exploring the darker aspects of her journey?
So I have this process for each one of my characters where I build out their entire life story and their backstory in these books. And I create their timelines, their memories, their relationships, everything, so that it enables me to just kind of jump into this character's mind and not have to plan or think it out. Like I know how that person's going to move or feel or react to something because I know who this person is. For Cecilia, I did that, and it just was such an amazing journey watching her grow on screen because she becomes such an active, strong character, and you don't expect that because she's so, in the beginning, innocent and naive almost. And some of the hardest stuff was actually more of the technical parts where when we were running in the field or in the catacombs, just because it was more time-consuming and technical than anything.
Álvaro, ¿qué pasó cuando te pusiste esta sotana? ¿Cambió tu forma de pararte, de verte a ti mismo?
Bueno, yo debo decir que Francesca, la estilista que hizo el vestuario, hizo un trabajo absolutamente impresionante y a mí, imagino que como cualquier actor, me ayuda mucho vestir al personaje y Francesca me ayudó mucho en ese sentido. Me puso una sotana y fue capaz de confeccionar una sotana que era casi sexy, incluso. Es como, wow, venga, vamos a ello. Y sí que es verdad que bueno, que saltas al personaje desde un punto de vista, bueno, para mí fue como casi saltar al vacío, porque a mí me llama Sweeney, me llaman de la producción y empiezo a grabar la película en muy poco tiempo. Yo a la semana después de recibir aquella llamada ya estaba en Italia y estaba grabando la película. Y saltar dentro del personaje del padre Tedeschi fue como una especie de salto al vacío, pero la verdad es que estuve muy bien rodeado por todo el equipo. Allí en Italia, debo decir que siendo español, trabajar en Italia es casi como trabajar en casa y fue la verdad es que como relativamente sencillo meterme en el personaje de esa forma.
Sí, we were talking about when he first put on this costume, and he said it's almost sexy. I think that sums it up. You don't need to know anything else.
His voice even.
Yeah. Vámonos con la siguiente pregunta, es la pregunta número 2. Aquí estás, muy bien.
My question is for you, for both of you. In this film, your character is a determined and a strong woman, but at the same time, she is a woman of faith. How important is for you for both of you to choose projects that empowers women, but at the same time, they are authentic to their beliefs?
Authentic to their beliefs.
I think it's, for me, I always am drawn to characters and stories that have either characters that you can't trust, or they have an emotional battle that they are dealing with within, that they might discover something new about themselves. and it's or a character that it's hard to like and you have to find empathy for that character. So for Cecilia, I loved this challenge that she went on because she believed something so much and she was challenging her own faith. And it's really interesting to uncover the different layers to what happens to a person when what she believes in so much starts to fall apart.
Yeah, well, for me, I have to say, first of all, that I don't like to watch horror movies at all. I love to do them, but when I got the script, it's like, oh, come on, horror movie, really? And I read it. And really, I have to say that I had a lot of fun, but the main thing was that I realized that the movie wasn't just an entertaining movie. It was also putting on the table a few things that I think is completely necessary nowadays to talk about them, in terms of feminism, in terms of, in this convent, you know, it's a world full of women controlled by just one man. You know, the man controlling a woman's body, motherhood. I mean, there were many things that interested me a lot to be part of this project. Not just doing a production, a movie, whatever, but I believe that it was, you know, it's not exactly a movie just about that, you know, it's not the main thing in the movie, I think. But it's so nice that you can get out of the theater when you finish the movie and you have tools to get a proper conversation, you know, about important things nowadays. And, you know, maybe not all of them, but most of them are related to women, yeah.
Ahora me da curiosidad saber cómo viste esta película, cómo la vieron juntos. ¿La viste? Importante.
No, yo no. Ah, sí, que la viste.
La pudiste haber visto así. Maybe you watch it like this because now that we know.
Sí la he visto y me lo he pasado, debo decir, muy bien.
Muy bien, vamos con la pregunta número 3. Aquí está el micrófono detrás de ti.
Hello, my name is Rafael Rincón. I'm from Todo Sobre Cine. And I want to ask to Sydney, as an actress and as a producer, you are very focused on choosing the projects you want to develop or get involved in, as you did with Inmaculate. Which advices would you give for new students or filmmakers to create a similar path as you have done?
Don't take the answer no. Because I auditioned for this maybe 10 years ago. I didn't make it, I didn't get it. And I could have taken that and just let it disappear and go, but I knew that I really wanted it and I wanted to make it, and so I pushed through any barriers and just made it happen. I mean, it's a lot of work. It's not as easy as just that. It was 10 years of trying to put the puzzle pieces together, like the script, the right team, financing, locations, actors, everything. But you can do it if you set your mind to it.
Ahí está el consejo de Sidney Sweeney. No acepten que le digan que no. Así que la siguiente pregunta. ¿Dónde estás? Allá. Pregunta número 4.
Hello, my name is Andrea from Cine Premier, and my question goes to Alvaro. What scene was the most difficult to shoot for you, and was it complicated to manage the character's emotions given his circumstances?
Well, I have to say, really, that it wasn't. I don't remember any special difficult scene to shoot, like, you know, because we had a lot of fun. We enjoyed it very much, shooting the movie. And maybe there was this kind of a special day when we were shooting in the catacombs. And, you know, it was weird because it was a real catacomb full of human bones. And we had to get out of that place every 45 minutes because the air was kind of getting contaminated or something like that. So it was kind of dangerous for your health. So we had to be going in and out of the place. And I remember that scene that day like a very kind of not difficult, but kind of creepy, special day. I'll say that day.
Guys, I have to ask you, there are many scenes here where you're obviously acting or reacting to things that are not there. What do you do in your daily lives to keep your imagination going and train just to jump on set and do that?
I read a lot. I think reading is really important.
I don't know. It's a question of just, being alive when you're on the set. Because it's a good thing.
I hope so.
Existir, básicamente, es la respuesta. Existir, ok, muy bien. Siguiente pregunta. Perdón que lo señale, pero es para que los encuentren rápidamente.
Hi guys, this is Araceli Garcia. I'm from El Universal. Congratulations, this is a great movie. You kind of answered this question, Alvaro, but you can maybe elaborate a little bit more. As an actor, what challenges does a horror film like this represent, and what drew you to the character?
And what?
What drew you to the character?
¿Me lo dices en castellano que no te entiendo? Perdón?
¿Qué te atrajo al personaje? ¿Sí?
¿Me vais a disculpar por si yo soy en
¿Qué te llamó la atención del personaje?
No acabo de entender.
¿Qué te atrajo del personaje?
Bueno, vale, perdón.
¿Sí lo dije bien?
Pues bueno, los retos a los que te encuentras es encontrar un personaje al que puedas darle un arco interesante desde el principio hasta el final de lo que es la historia. Efectivamente te basas en el guión, en lo que está escrito, pero hablando con Michael Mohan, que es el director, me permitió aportar una serie de cosas que a mí me interesaban dentro del padre Tedeschi, y fue muy cómodo trabajar con él porque sí que pudimos pulir más todo ese arco de personaje. Para mí el gran reto era enfrentarme a un personaje que arranca la película diciendo que él empezó su carrera dentro del mundo de las ciencias y que luego hay un momento en el que encuentra el mundo de la fe. Y claro, eso ya de entrada te da un abanico muy amplio, de colores muy distintos para poder experimentar dentro del personaje. Para mí lo que hacía avanzar al personaje, sobre todo, era encontrar el punto medio entre esos dos mundos para que desde ahí partiera el motor que lleva el padre Tedeschi hacia adelante a lo largo de toda la película. Fue un poco también complicado, pero es muy gratificante también trabajar en esa dirección, cuando tienes que dejar al personaje en un punto de equilibrio muy fino, en el que no sabes si puedes confiar en él o si has de desconfiar de él, no sabes si te está diciendo una verdad, si te está diciendo una mentira, si lo que quieres es controlarte. Los personajes que tiene a su alrededor tienen que entrar también en ese punto de equilibrio, y eres tú junto al director el que eres el responsable de crear esa estructura narrativa desde el personaje. Y sí, yo creo que ese fue el punto más difícil de encontrar al padre de Tedeschi sobre todas las cosas.
Sydney, are you getting this? Do you want me to translate?
I'm picking up a few words every so often.
You probably heard
It's a lot of hard work.
You guys are amazing. And actually, I do have a question for you, because I feel like these characters have such a peculiar lifestyle, like being a nun, being a priest. What was the most interesting thing you found out about that, about how they live and what they do and practices they have?
Well, this was a very specific convent, because it wasn't, I've always looked at it where it's separate from the church, and so they don't follow every step of the way or every rule that a normal nun or a normal priest would have. But for Cecilia, I mean, for her, especially when she comes to a convent in a different country, there were so many new moments that she had to experience, whether it was chopping a chicken's head off or taking care of the elderly nuns. And I never knew that there was so much caregiving that went into it, and that was really interesting.
Yeah, in my case, it was like, if I look at Father Tedeschi, it's like he doesn't look like a real priest, like being there the whole time and taking care of the convent. He's always in the shadows, and you never know what is he doing exactly. So that allowed me to be kind of separated from a church life, you know.
Okay, es interesante esto. It's very interesting what you're saying. I didn't think about that. La pregunta número 6 está por aquí. Allá atrás. Hasta allá.
Hi, my name is Daniela from Studio DF, and for both of you, in the movie the locations are stunning, but at the same time they are kind of eerie. So were there any spooky anecdotes that occurred during filming? Thank you.
Spooky.
Like Alvaro has been saying, it was so much fun. But the locations they definitely lent a hand to the atmosphere of the film. And Villa Parisi that we filmed in, beautiful, absolutely stunning. The murals on the walls, hundreds and hundreds of years old, but there's no electricity. So if we weren't filming in a certain room at night, the rest of the villa is pitch black. And walking through that villa at night, and you see the eyes on the walls follow you as you walk, it does get a little eerie. And then
It was me, I'm sorry.
In the shadows.
yeah, no. So all the locations did lend a hand to that. The catacombs, though, those were
Yeah, but the feeling was all the time like, I feel so lucky that I am surrounded by people.
yes.
Muy bien, la siguiente pregunta está por aquí, la número 7. Allá. El micrófono. Allá. Allá va detrás de ti el micrófono.
Hi, my name is Joana Ramirez. This question is for both. Which elements of the Immaculate storyline hello, do you think will resonate most with the audience, and what makes them particularly impactful? Thank you.
It's clear for me.
Which one's for you?
I mean, the end of the movie,
Yeah.
the very end scene in the movie, the final scene, I think is like, you cannot forget it when you get out of the theater. I mean, it's so shocking. Of course, there are all things in the movie that you're going to remember, but that last scene, I think is something. I don't know if you've seen the movie already, but yeah. So you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that last scene, I think, will stick with some people. I think there's going to be different themes for everybody. I think that there's going to be different messages that people take away from the film, whether they just take away the fun it was and the scares they had, or what they might perceive the ending to be, or the messages throughout. I think that's what's exciting, is to hear the conversation surrounding it.
And talking about that scene, I feel like what it does is that it allows you as an audience member to, picture whatever you want to picture. But I have a question, you don't have to give much away. Do you know how that looked like? Do you have an answer? Don't describe it. I just want to know if you were given directions on what that looked like.
So we actually had something created.
Okay.
But I will never say what it is. And in my own mind, I had an idea of what Cecilia pictured. But a fun fact about that scene is what you guys see is the first take. Yeah.
What a performance, girl. That's crazy. Muy bien, siguiente pregunta. Acá, pregunta número 8.
Hello, my name is Carlos Dominguez. It's a pleasure to meet you. And my question is for both. What was the most challenging part of portraying your character in an horror film, and how did you prepare for it?
Try not to laugh as much. We were having so much fun. I know, seriously, they were supposed to be screaming and crying.
I'm remembering things that I cannot talk about, so it's complicated to answer this question. But yeah, definitely, we had really, sometimes it's something that you say in every movie you do, but we were laughing a lot. Maybe, I was saying yesterday in other interviews, maybe because of the fact that it's a horror movie. It's like you, at least I approach to the project in maybe to get the balance in a completely opposite way or feeling. If I'm gonna make a horror movie, I need to have fun, and I'm going to the set every day like making jokes continuously and trying to conform kind of a good environment to make it easy. It's a hard thing to make a movie, and if you enjoy what you do, it's always going to be better in terms of quality. So we're always trying to, make people feel comfortable. It's easy with Italian people because they have a huge sense of humor, and we were just, having fun a lot of, I would say, the whole time in the movie.
Do you realize that as you were having fun, we were having horror dreams after watching this film?
Yeah, but that's the point. You do something which is completely fake.
We were laughing because we're like, we're gonna scare them.
I could tell. Muy bien, la siguiente pregunta, la pregunta número 9.
Oh dear.
What?
Oh,
Okay.
Todos de pie.
Okay. Tell me you're coming from the
Is this
Vatican.
real?
Yes. Yes.
You watched it?
Yes. I love it so much.
Oh, okay. Is this a costume or is this real?
I hope it's real.
I don't want
We're gonna be blessed.
Lose the hope, but it's a cosplay, yes. He's laughing. I love so much the film, and it's an honor to meet you both. This question is for both of you. There has been a lot of controversy with the film release about the conservative audience, especially with the ending and the image of Jesus in the film. What was the process of releasing the film like, regardless of the comments that its audience might make?
What is the process of the, I'm sorry.
What was the process of releasing this film, like, regardless of the comments that a conservative audience might make to you?
I mean, personally, I love making a film that makes people want to speak and have different opinions. Not everybody's going to agree. That's okay.
I would say that, that you as a priest will understand this. We've done a movie not about the church, not about religion. We've done a movie about a specific story that happens to a very specific girl in a very specific convent. So if anyone has get offended or something, personally I say I'm so sorry about that. It wasn't our intention, but the movie is not about that.
Truthfully, the movie was actually originally set in Ireland and a all-girl boarding school. So it was more of just when I was finally able to make the script 10 years later, it didn't make sense for me to be in high school anymore. So we changed the entire location and the environment, and for Cecilia's story, just that setting lent a hand to being able to add production value to the project.
You said it was set in Ireland?
Yeah.
We missed the Scotch scene. You're pregnant! Hey! Cheers!
Antes de que te sientes, no sé si el sacerdote o sacerdote se quieran dar una bendición.
Thank you. I'm allowed back in.
You're gonna do great in Mexico. Yay. Siguiente pregunta. ¿Estás allá? Número 10. Por allá.
Hi guys. Hi guys, nice to meet you. I'm Eric from Popcorn Show, and there's something creepy in the religion always. What do you consider the most terrific aspect with the religion?
Okay, I go for it.
Estaba esperando así. sí.
You know that I'm from Spain. I grew up in a small, I know I look like Canadian, but I'm from Spain. And I grew up in a small village in the south of Spain, in Andalusia, gorgeous place. And we had this Semana Santa, as you know, and we have all these parades with all these beautiful images. People from all around the world are coming to Spain to see this expression of art. But it's a creepy thing. I mean, it's kind of dark. It was done centuries ago, I believe, with a purpose, with a message to the people, and they were very related to the suffering of Christ. So if you suffer, you get close to the image of Jesus and all this stuff. You know, when you are 7, 8 years old and you go to the street and you see those dark things, it's so terrifying. So the image, the iconography, it's already there. It's already connected. We didn't invent it, create anything new. It was already there. And there's another thing that I think that connects the religion with horror movies, which is, I was actually yesterday talking about that, which is the conception of the faith itself, which means that you believe in something that you don't know for real, if it's true or not, you know. Empirically, it's not demonstrated the existence of God, but you believe in God. So, in a way, you believe in the unknown. And it's a mechanism that it used to be used in a horror movie, you know. That thing that you don't control, that thing that you don't really know, it's something that can scare you. So I think it's perfectly connected. It's a wonderful universe to jump into it to tell a horror movie.
When I was reading the script for the very first time, 10 years ago, the part that scared me the most was the idea that someone could be as mad as Father Tedeschi and think that they could take DNA from an artifact and try and create what they think will save the world. Will it save it? Will like destroy it? And that is what always stuck with me, was the idea of us idolizing different things and being mad enough to try and recreate it.
Siguiente pregunta. Allá.
Hi, I'm Daniel Villamil from Film Stereo. This is for Sydney. Inmaculate is the second film you produce. What do you enjoy more, being in front of the camera or behind it?
That's a really good question. I thoroughly enjoy both. I love learning, and right now, especially when it comes to producing different projects, like I'm learning so much, and I really enjoy that process. But they're both different and the same in their own way. Like for acting, I get to build a character's world, and it's so creative, and I use my imagination. And then for producing, like you get to build an entire world, not just one character. And it's like a puzzle that you have to put together. And I feel like I'm using two different sides of myself. So I don't know if I have a favorite. I don't know. I guess we'll see in like 20 years what I do more.
Alvaro, ¿cómo describirías a Sydney como productora?
Bueno, pues es una cosa. No ha tenido 10 años para pensar el proyecto. O sea, el proyecto muy claro. Es una trabajadora absolutamente incansable. Creo que además es muy difícil cuando estás haciendo los dos papeles al mismo tiempo, el de actriz y el de productora. Creo que es complicado el saber separar qué es lo que estás haciendo en cada momento, y ella era muy nítido en su cabeza. Ahora estoy delante de la cámara Ahora soy actriz, me pongo a las órdenes de director, fantástico, hago mi trabajo y demás. Pero cuando estoy fuera de las cámaras, tampoco dejaba de trabajar. Siempre había alguien con un iPad que se le acercaba, que ponemos este vestuario, aquel otro, este set, aquel otro. Entonces, o sea, yo diría que es una trabajadora incansable.
Hard worker you are. That's what it says. And I think we
Just
all
make sure you didn't say I was just at a craft eating candy the whole time.
¿Quién tiene la siguiente pregunta? Acá.
Hi Sydney, hi Alvaro, nice to meet you both. I wanted to ask you both, if you could put your characters in this movie, but in another horror movie and a different setting, which horror movie would it be?
Oh my gosh. He doesn't like horror films.
Okay. Maybe a scary movie.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I mean, it's not important. Scary movie, definitely.
Have you seen those?
I'm sorry.
Honestly,
Yeah, but
it'd be hilarious.
yeah, why not? Father Tedeschi's scary movie, just, you know, with all these laugh things around, like, you will be pregnant. And you, Sydney?
Sydney, will you produce that?
I don't know how to produce that. I'd watch it. Gosh. I'm like thinking like, what I want to be in Rosemary's Baby, what I want to be in,
Sister Cecilia.
Sister Cecilia could thrive, I think, in something like Halloween. She'd run fast and then turn around and murder them all. And you couldn't catch her.
Absolutely.
When we were filming, you couldn't catch me.
I don't know. I'll tell you later.
¿Tenemos más preguntas? ¿Hay alguna otra pregunta por acá? La siguiente, que es la... ¿allá? ¿Tú tienes la 13? ¿Quién tiene la 13? Tú tienes la 13. Ok, voy contigo después. Ok, no, entonces allá, la 13. Gracias. Lleva el micrófono.
Hi, nice to meet you. My name is Angel from Daily Sun Mag. The question is for Bob. The relationship between characters seems to be a fundamental aspect of Inmaculate. How do you approach building chemistry between your characters, and how do you hope this dynamic will resonate with the audience?
So, what's really fun and interesting fact is Alvaro and I actually met prior to us filming. We met in Spain at an award gala, and we were sitting right next to each other and started talking. And at that time, the next day, I was flying to Italy to start location scouting. And the entire time I was sitting there, because we had such great chemistry, and I just, a huge fan of the solo. I was sitting there going, oh my god, he could be Father Tedeschi. And the next day I landed, and the first thing I said to my entire team was, I know exactly who we need to hire. It's Alvaro Morte. And just right off the bat, Alvaro and I worked really well together.
There was some kind of connection there from the beginning, because in that gala, it was a dinner. It was a huge table. We were there sitting down, like 12, 14 people around the table. In the very beginning of the dinner, before the dinner, I was like, I'm gonna meet all these people. I mean, we're gonna have dinner together, so, I mean, at least I'm gonna shake their hands or whatever and say, hey, I'm Alvaro, what are you doing? And I came into Sydney, and I was like, hey, how are you doing, man? I love your work. And she was like, hey, I know your work as well, and very good, whatever. So then they were like, we were sat down, and there's some people in the middle. When you have such a big table, you don't talk to the people who is over there. You talk to the people, you know, surrounding you. So actually, what I mean is that we shared like just a few words. I mean, it wasn't a whole night having dinner, shit, but it was, you know, it was something there, and
Probably thought I was crazy.
yeah, and I mean, Sydney and Michael and the production, they called me. We made this Zoom. They were in Italy. I was in Madrid. They said to me, "Come here tomorrow." I said, "No way." It's Christmas time, so just wait a little, you know, just a few days. But I just flew there, and I have to say that from the very beginning we had some kind of, I don't know. I remember the first day shooting, and we have this scene when we realize the sister Cecilia is pregnant, and we are in front of the window, and I'm whispering into your ear, and it's a kind of a small scene, but I remember looking into our eyes and with Michael, the director, saying like, okay, this could work. We're gonna have fun with this. Yeah.
And you guys did, as you have told us. La siguiente es nuestra última pregunta. Ahora sí, creo que es por allá atrás. Aquí, perdón. Estoy confundida porque no veo bien, disculpen.
Hi, my name is Belkovac, and the question is for both. Raised Catholic, I grew up hearing phrases like, "We will drink his blood," and "We will eat his flesh" in Mass, which upon reflection struck me as strange. This exposure sparked my interest in the macabre, leading to my love for horror cinema. What sparked your passion for horror films?
My dad is a huge fan of horror films. It's like the only thing he watches. And so from a young age, he had me watching films with him, and I fell in love. Halloween's his favorite holiday. Yeah, that's just, so my dad, I have to thank him for it.
I watched The Exorcist and The Shining when I was like 12 years old. I couldn't sleep for months, so I haven't watched a horror movie ever since.
Till Inmaculate.
Of course.
Guys, thank you so much for being here today. It's been a blast. Muchas gracias por acompañarnos.
Muchas gracias a todos. Ha sido un placer. Muchas gracias.
Recuerden que Inmaculada estrena el 20 de mayo también en nuestras copias. Gracias a todos ustedes por acompañarnos y que tengan buen día. Podemos ir en paz.
Cámaras.